We are going to invite our host this evening to give us the opening remarks. Mr. Abdul Hakim Adeza Abdul Karim is an entrepreneur, he's a public health professional, he's a trainer, he's a coach, and he has honed capabilities of over 2,000 individuals across various sectors, ranging from grassroots to mid senior management in levels in both public and private domains. Now, he specializes in branding and skill monetization. Now, he's a visionary CEO founder of the African Guru Academy, and Abdul Karim believes passionately in the fusion of professional expertise and the passion to create lucrative opportunities.
Thank you very much. There's a reason you are who you are. That beautiful smile, it's just captivating. Thank you very much. Aha. So yes, skills to gold and about the academy. We've been doing this for a while and we will keep doing it so long as life. Everybody has something unique to them. Everybody. There's something unique about you. There's something you're passionate about. You don't have to be extremely good at it. You don't have to be superb at it, but if you're passionate enough about it, you would want to do more to improve on it. So what is that thing, that very thing that you're exceptional at, or you want to be exceptional at, can pay all your bills? Will you do more, or will you do less? That's the idea. Harnessing the skills that you have, connecting it with your passion, and building a lasting business legacy so you can live we aim to give back, to create awareness, to sensitize and share value on a routine basis. And we've been doing this on various topics and niche, helping people to sync with what is expected to help them grow. Talk about financial literacy is very important. But this month, we are particular about balancing business and well-being. A lot of us burn out before we even start. Entrepreneurship is not a journey for the weak, right? It's not something you start and you tell yourself, when I start this in the next 6 months, I will blow and I'll achieve everything that I dream of. I have entrepreneurs on call. I mean, you guys know what it is. It's a lifetime journey. It's always about the ups and downs. And how do you balance that with family, with work, with your other personal ventures? How do you create that balance? There's this slide that I am particularly, yes. They say there's no work-life balance. You create harmony yourself. People look at it as I'm going into entrepreneurship, it has to be a 50-50 thing. Let me give 50% to my family, 50% to business, or 20% to... But that balance, there's no formula for it. You just have to find a way to create a harmony. It doesn't have to be equal. It just needs to be equity. Something that gives you a rested mind, that gives you a peace of mind.
Our first panelist is a passionate humanitarian, a leader, an entrepreneur who is dedicated. She is the founder of Neri Development Initiative, which is a non-profit organization that advocates for inclusion, youth empowerment, and sustainable development. She's also a certified first aid instructor and volunteers with the Nigerian Red Cross and has spearheaded health and emergency response initiatives in underserved communities. She's a mentor, an advocate, and a former beauty queen. She continues to use her voice and platform to inspire change and uplift lives. Her name is Chika Rita Ezenwa. Our second panelist is Araga Dominic. He is a growth and communication strategist whose work helps brands shaping their positioning, clarify their message, and scale with intention. His work blends storytelling, system thinking, and data-driven strategy to unlock measurable business growth. He has experience across sectors like e-commerce, education, and professional services, and he is recognized for transforming complexities into clarity. He also leads teams, and coaches speakers for platforms like Toastmasters and TEDx. His focus is on helping people, brands, to grow with purpose. Hello, Dominic. Good evening. Our third panelist this evening is a founder and CEO of Lyrex Bedding, a luxury bedding factory based in Abuja. She has a background in food and science technology, so she has combined her technical expertise with entrepreneurial passion to create high-quality bedding solutions. She has driven the company to success in the competitive market with her strategic insight and innovative approach. Beyond building a successful business, she is also a digital marketing expert, consultant, and social media strategist who continues to empower entrepreneurs and influence the business community. Good evening. Okay, so are you ready? Can we go ahead to ask you some questions now?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, good. So you manage multiple responsibilities, leading a non-profit, volunteering with the Red Cross, that is the Nigerian Red Cross, and mentoring young people and women. How do you personally define work-life balance?
Work-life balance. Yeah, for me personally, just like Karim had said, there is no work-life balance because I believe it's you finding a harmony among everything you're doing, creating time and delegating time for when it comes to priority, you have to prioritize what you're going to do at a particular time and giving your all to that at that moment because you need to work and find time to rest and find time for the family. So when it's time for me to show for my NGO, I do that, and I do that with all I have, with all of me. I have to give in my all to that project for that moment. Then one thing that helped me is that I know how to delegate. I don't work alone. I have teams. I have teams and I have directors. So the time that I feel like, oh, this is going to burn me out because I can't be everywhere at the same time. So I have to delegate some of my directors to do other jobs. But for me, there's no work-life balance. I just find harmony, knowing what to do at the right time and giving it my all at that particular moment, then create time for other things. That's how I've been working.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for that beautiful response. One key thing that I picked out from there is that you need to learn how to delegate. You need to create the harmony for yourself and learn how to delegate. All right, let's move to our second panelist. Here's hear from you, Araga Dominic. How do you also define work-life balance? Can you tell us what principles you apply in creating balance in your life?
Work-life balance. And what principle do I apply?
Yes.
Well, funnily, I do believe there's such a thing as work-life balance. Right. And why do I say that? There's work and there's life. And most times, if you don't differentiate it, it becomes a problem. Even though work is sort of a subset of life. Life is here and there's work inside life, there's family inside life, there's a lot of things, but work is also a part of human experience that don't just gives us meaning, it gives us burden as well. It gives us everything that makes us feel like we are human. Yeah, so for me, how do I define balance? I think that the very core of human is clarity. I think as human beings, our very core is clarity. That's why when we wake up in the morning, our cells are not confused and asking us, is my head supposed to be on my shoulder or is it supposed to be on my legs? You understand? If you really understand how the body works, we know that the cells are fluid. They're not as solid as we see them, but they always know where to be. So when you wake up in the morning, your hand knows to be where it is, your head knows to be where it is, your eyes knows to be where it is. So that's the idea that we came into this world and we wake up every morning clear. It's the things that we put on ourselves that start bringing distortion, that start deviating us from what clarity is, right? So the point is, just like you buy a new phone, you buy an iPhone, it's empty, it's all good, and you just find yourself downloading 300 apps, and all of a sudden the phone starts overheating, all of a sudden the phone is hanging, the phone is not behaving as it should be, and you see yourself blaming Apple, and you're asking yourself, why is Ronke's phone working and my own not working? We bought it the same day from the same vendor, right? And you see the problem is really not in the phone or with the phone. The problem is our usage. And there's something one of my role models keeps saying, that as human beings, we have the most complex, evolved computer, evolved tool, and we don't even pay attention to how to use it, right? So if someone gives you a knife and you don't know how to use the knife, you cut yourself because you probably hold the sharp part rather than the handle, right? So that's the problem of the world, that we are too intelligent and our intelligence is controlling us, and we are too sharp and it keeps costing us every single day. And we find ourselves asking ourselves very, very funny questions and piling a lot of things, commitment, timelines, meetings, and we know that we can't do it, but we just keep saying yes to everything. At the end of the day, we discover that we said no to ourselves. So for me, the bottom line is the principle that works for me is clarity. And what does clarity mean here? Clarity means every day you have to be able to remind yourself who you are. I don't know how people do that. I have a way of doing that. But you have to remind yourself who you are the same way your cells remind themselves, oh, my head is supposed to be on my neck, and all of those things. You have to remind yourself, this is who I am. Oh, this is what I'm out there for. Right? That's why I love what the other person said, Chika. This is what I'm out there for. And you can be able to differentiate yourself from all the extras you don't need to do yourself. And at that point, start to see that you know exactly what is important to you per time, right? So this is the principle I would say, it's clarity. Clarity of what your priorities are, right? And if you know what your priorities are per time, you know what to say yes to or what to say no to.
All right, thank you. And third panelist, hi, Muktari Halirat. So running a luxury bedding brand while consulting in digital marketing requires a lot of work. It's high energy, right? Because you're doing so many things at a time. Now, what is work-life balance to you two? And how do you set boundaries between work and personal life? Let's hear your own perspective.
Okay, thank you very much. For me, I think work-life balance simply means managing your responsibilities between your personal life and your job or your business. So work-life balance simply means management, how you manage the two. And as a business person, as a business owner, I try to set boundaries between my business and my personal life. In the early stage of my business, I didn't know about setting boundaries. I was just too focused on my business that I will tell people I'm available 24/7 for business. I wasn't even bothered about my own personal life. At a point, I realized that, okay, if I don't set boundaries between my business and my personal life, this work is going to consume me, which is not healthy for me. So the first thing I do was to structure my business and also structure my personal life. So it all boils down to structuring. Structuring does not necessarily mean you hiring somebody to do something for you. You know, when I started my business, I was just a one-man mopo. So how do you structure a business that you are not financially stable yet? Do you understand? So you have to create time for your work, create time for your business. So the first thing I did was, unlike saying, okay, I'm available 24/7, I started prioritizing, I started structuring my business as my work. Just the way I go to a 9-to-5 job, I took my business like that. I put the notice out there I'm only available for business from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. I don't open weekends. Do you understand? So by that weekend, I have time for myself, my personals and my family, and other things to do for myself. Unlike before, I'll be available 247 Monday to Sunday. No time for myself, no time for any personal or extra curriculum activities, just business, which was really consuming. So the first thing to do is to structure. Once you structure your business or your career and you structure your personal activities, the balance comes in. So for me, it boils down to structuring. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. So one thing I picked up from there is structuring, right? Management, which is very, very key. And thank you for sharing that. Now let's go back to our second panelist. Can you share? Hi, Dominic, can you hear us? Can you share a personal moment when imbalance affected your work and how you overcame it?
Okay, hello, thank you again for that question. Can I share a personal moment when I lost balance or something?
Yes, imbalance affected your work and how you overcame it.
Well, to be very sincere, I think almost every week or twice or 3 times a week, I lose balance. And I think that's the fun.
Well, that's human, right?
That's the fun of everything.
That's called being human.
You tell yourself, just 2 more hours. Let me just stretch myself. I'll rest. And you find yourself sleeping by 12 a.m. and you're like, crazy. Tomorrow I'm going to give myself 3 hours to rest. When tomorrow comes, you're sleeping by 1 a.m.
Do you even wake up early? Do you wake up early enough?
As funny as it sounds, I always wake up early, very early, so I can meet up the gym by 6. And I see myself doing that consistently, postponing sleeping by 12, by 1. I have to wake up early because I have to be disciplined. For some reason, I always wake up early. And there was that week when I broke down. Now, mind you, I'm someone that never get sick. Like, I barely ever get sick. But at some point, I used to even brag about, like, I don't get sick, I'm super and this and that. And then for a whole week, I was down. I couldn't do nothing. And I couldn't wake up as early as I'd like to. I couldn't do any work. Everything was just pending. And that season for me taught me a lot of things, right? Because people call it balance, imbalance, all of those things. For me, I just call it prioritizing, right? Because most times, in the moment, everything feels important, right? Everything feels important, but prioritizing allows you to tell yourself that, yes, I acknowledge everything is important, but this is more important. And people don't appreciate that simple thought, right? Sometimes if you don't just acknowledge it, accept with your brain that everything is important, it's a problem. And if your brain is not on your side, there's nothing you can do. So prioritizing allows you to accept and acknowledge that it's all important. Okay, fine. Because they're important, I'm going to write them all down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you write things down on paper, you realize that your brain starts smiling at you. Oh, he has acknowledged me. Then you can now start choosing one. And those of us that use Google document, Google Sheets, you can now, when you finish one task, you can now paint it green, highlight it green, and your brain is happy. You're seeing green. You say, I can do the next. Right? So the idea is, to me, is removal. Right? And if we realize what we really do with these apps, productivity apps, that when you finish the first task, you green it. What really happens is that your brain has removed it from your head. And that's what really gives us joy. Right? And we just see ourselves doing it in our work, but we don't do it in our life. By waking up in the morning and tell yourself, today, what am I not going to do? I do that often. I advise everybody around me, what do I not do today? And I realize that I have a lot of things I tick out. And it allows my brain to know that, oh, he's not doing it, but he has captured it. Right? And it's going to be probably tomorrow or something else. And you now have the time to focus on the thing that's most important. So your question was...
Right. Yeah, how did you
Yeah, let me wrap
No,
up.
carry
So,
on. Yeah.
okay. The imbalance was the idea that I got sick when I shouldn't. I lost everything I was trying to achieve. At the same time, I lost my schedule. I lost my muscle gains. I lost everything. It was so annoying. Right. But most importantly, what I learned is just the way I tick out things when I'm doing my work. I tick out one, tick out two. I should be able to tick out things as well in my own life. And most times, ticking out doesn't mean doing it. Ticking out means I'm not doing it. It's still ticking. As long as you have acknowledged that this is important, but I'm ticking you for not, I'm not doing you today, so I can have time to do what is important. That really, really, really helps. So for me, there's a routine I call it a removal routine. Every day I wake up and tell myself, I'm not doing one, two, three things. But before I choose what I'm not doing, I acknowledge it. Oh, I'm supposed to sort out this report. I'm supposed to review this client task. I'm supposed to review this proposal. I'm supposed to go through this post. I'm supposed to go through this marketing plan. Today, I'm not doing all of these things. Then I can all focus on what I'm supposed to be doing. And to me, that has brought me a lot of balance. All right.
Thank
So I
you
think,
very
yeah,
much
removal
for
routine.
sharing that. Removal
Sincerely
routine.
appreciate
Yes,
it.
I just
Yeah.
noted that down. And let me come to our audience. Please, I know we've been listening. If you heard anything, one word that you think has been amazing, something that you're going to implement in your own life. We just heard something now, removal routine. If that is what you're going to implement, write it down in the chat box so that I know that you're following along with us. You can even just react. Earlier on, we heard about learning to delegate. If you're going to be delegating more, write it down. Let me know that we have you here following along with us. All right. Somebody says prioritize. Yes. Deleting is allowed. Oh, very nice. Delegate responsibilities. Thank you very much for your responses. And you can keep them coming in. Now let's go back to our first panelist, Chika. Let's go back to Chika. You talk about delegating responsibilities, and from your experience, you work with communities, like you work in underserved communities and you mentor a lot of people. Now, from your experience, what role does community support play in achieving balance, especially for women who are entrepreneurs or leaders?
As a leader, I believe that no one can carry responsibilities alone. So you need the support of every other person, being it volunteers, mentors, supporters, whoever. You need everyone on board to be successful at what you are doing. So the role of community support, like when I go into communities to do outreach, funny enough, I get support from everyone because of the way I present myself and what I'm doing. Now, I'm not going in there saying that, oh, I can do this on my own. I usually tell them that this is not me doing this. This is us doing this. No, I have to like encourage them and make them understand that we have to do this together. Now, community support will help you to do more. It will help you to be more productive. It will help you to reach out more, and it will also encourage you to want to give back to other communities. So, how do we strive in? I'm speaking from someone that runs an NGO. The only way we strive as people that owns NGOs is when you get more support from communities, when you get more support from your volunteers. So community support is very important for everyone, being it leaders, being it women in business. You need support from everyone. So I would also encourage that we should know how to ask people. We should know how to ask people for support. We should know how to present ourselves in a way that everyone wants to be part of what we are doing.
I will.
So that's the role of community support to me and what I've been doing so far.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing. Present your work in a way that people want to support you, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Now let's go back to Halirat. What role does technology, especially social media, like you said, you're a social media strategist, what role do you believe that it plays in either, does it help or does it hurt the work-life balance for entrepreneurs? Can you tell us what role technology plays in the work-life balance? Does it help or does it hurt?
Um, that depends on how you use social media. So it's dependent on your own usage, how you've been managing it, and how you've been able to utilize it. For me, I'm a social media strategist and I'm an online business person. So to me, social media is a blessing to me. I earn from social media. I sell on social media. But if you're not careful with social media usage, it will consume you. Social media is meant to uh, help you achieve your goal and not to control you. You have to control social media. So for me, I think it all depends on your usage. You can choose to use it the positive way, or it will consume you. You set, like I said, you always structure. If you don't have something really doing on social media and you need to rest or you need to do some other things, then you leave it and do what you're supposed to do. If you're an online business owner, for example, and you look like you're supposed to be online 247, be on social media, trying to post, trying to reply messages, and all of that. One of the ways I've been able to manage that aspect is scheduling my post. You can like schedule your post, schedule what you want to post, and still dedicate like 1 or 2 hours later on to reply to all the messages and all the comments and everything you want to reply to. You can schedule your post for the whole day and not even log on to social media for that day, yet your page will be very, very active, running, and very effective. So to me, it all boils down to how you use social media. If you use it effectively, if you use it the positive way, if you allow it to control you, you'll be consumed. But you are supposed to control social media. Social media is not supposed to control you. So it all boils down to your usage, your utilization, and again, your structuring. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're
Back
welcome.
to Dominic. I am going to ask us the last questions and then we go in for the question and answer from the audience, questions from the audience, because we are trying to we're sticking to a schedule. I think we're doing pretty good so far. All right, so just quickly to Dominic, if you were to design a growth strategy for well-being, what would be the key principles, the key pillars? So this is like your advice now to everybody. You've given us so many amazing advices. I was going to ask earlier on that, how do you coach your speakers and all, but you've already given us the removal routine. Now, just designing a growth strategy for well-being, what would be the key principles or the key pillars that you put it on?
Put your curtains before you lay your foundation. If you are building a house, fix your AC before you put your roof, so that the rain can deal with you very well. So what I'm trying to say is, these are basic things that human beings know, and that's why I love this kind of conversations, because it reminds us. Because the biggest problem of human beings is that we forget. It's not that we don't know, it's that we forget. So we know all of these things. For example, you know to put the horse before the cat, right? Just a figurative speech. You know to wear your stockings, your socks before your shoe, not the shoe before the sock. We know the basic things, but I bet you most of us guys have had times where we almost wore our socks after we wore the shoe, right? And it's like we laugh about it, it's a mistake, and like, oh, I forgot I was doing something. But we do that thing every single day in our lives. Sincerely, we just do it, only that when it comes to your life, don't laugh about it, because life is more serious than just stockings. You understand? So for me, it's back to the basics. Know where you're going before you start moving. Clarity before activity. If I'm starting my day, I should know I should achieve 1, 2, 3, 4 things. Right? I already know how we've lived enough days in this world to know that, one, you might never tick all your boxes. But two, you will never achieve anything if you don't know what you want to achieve in the day. So nothing goes 100% as planned, but everything always goes as planned. It sounds funny, but that's what it is. Everything goes as planned, not 100%. But if you don't have any plan, that's just the worst thing. So know where you're going before you start moving. Clarity before activity. Secondly, do what matters, not just what feels good in the moment. That's where priority comes in, right? So it's about discipline over emotions. We say it every day. Discipline. Do what's important, not how you feel. But we don't do it. And why don't we do it? Because we overlook the simple things, as the Bible say, write your vision, make it plain, so that they that run would not faint. As simple as write it, so I know what you're looking at. We don't do it. So writing down your main aim of what you want to achieve in a day allows you to know what matters. And for some reasons, your brain just knows what to do. Right. Number three, you can't manage time because time is not yours. Right. Even when you're trying to plan for the time, time is still going. So how do you manage something that is not yours? Yeah, but what you can manage is energy. How much intensity can I bring to everything I'm doing? Right. Have you realized that you go for some meetings with some people and you are excited? Like you leave that meeting with more energy. And you go to some meetings with some people and you leave drained and you're like crazy. Right. So how much energy can I bring into my hour, into my minute? That is what I can control. And for me to be able to have that full control, I have to ensure that I give myself the proper rest when I need it, the proper stress when I need it, the proper recovery when I need it. Very important. Energy management. Number four, relationship alignment. There are some times when your energy is just not enough and watching movies doesn't recharge you. In fact, it stresses you. Eating doesn't recharge you. Eating stresses you. Everything else stresses you except the people you speak with. I practically have clients that all we do is talk. That's how I get paid. They just call me up. We talk for 30 minutes and they're pumped up and I get paid. And that's how I realize that it's actually a thing. They know that, if I talk to this guy for 30 minutes, I can achieve way more I would have rather than going to eat or something, right? So you have to surround yourself with people who fill you and fuel you, not drain you. And last but not the least, it's your purpose should always be a compass. That's the thing, that you should always know what you want to do part time. Every day you should know what you want to do. At least in the macro, you should know what you want to do with your life. Because everybody else is doing what you want to do with their life. What's the point of you being in this life if you're not doing what you want to do? Right? I have friends who are doing better jobs than me, earning better. They're doing good and their life is miserable. When I mean miserable, I can't even imagine how your life can be so miserable. I mean, you're earning more than me. Give me some of this money. Maybe I'll enjoy it more than you. You get, and you realize that the only reason is they don't know what you want to do with their lives. And they cannot even conceptualize it. They don't even know that it's their life. Like, this is your own life. What do you want to do with it? You understand? You see someone earning so much money, at the end of it, they're not intentionally spending the money. So they somehow spend it on things that are important to other people. And they come back and feel bad about themselves. So you need to have some purpose. Like just like when you wake up in the morning and know what you want to do throughout the day. You need to be able to wake up and know what I want to do with my life. And the shocking part of it is it's hard to know what you want to do with your day if you don't at least know what you want to do with your life. So every day, what I do is, before I start telling myself, I want to do A, B, C, and D today, I first recall and remember, what do I want to do with my life again? I want to be able to help people get out of a fear-based mentality. Oh, great. That's why I'm doing growth strategy. Oh, great. That's why I'm helping with content writing, copywriting, growth strategies. So it makes sense to me because at the end of it, every single thing I'm doing is allowing me to lead people to growth, right? An easy pathway to growth. So once you wake up in the morning and remind yourself, what am I even living? Okay, this is what I want my life to be. Then it's easier to know, okay, how do I drill it down to just today? And I just feel like adding this to someone out there who might be asking themselves, how would I know what my life is for? And I've never heard it better. And they said that question you're asking is why you're here, to answer it. What is your life for? What do you think your life is for? That's what this world just wants from me. That's the variety it wants For whatever reason you feel like this makes sense to me, this makes sense to invest my life in this. That's all this world wants from you. And if you think it like that, you see that every day becomes quite interesting because you will realize that everything works. Everything works. You can make money anywhere. You can, things work. People want to help you. But if you don't at least know where you're going, nobody can help you. So let me just recap: clarity before activity, discipline over emotion, rest, proper stress, proper recovery, energy management, align yourself with the right people, and your purpose should be your compass, or else there's no point. If everybody is doing what they are doing with their life, at least the least you can do is to do what you want to do, good or bad.
All right.
Don't add
Thank
that.
you very, very much.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, and thank you for recapping on that. Quickly, we go to our quickly we go to Halirat. Yes, Halirat, the final question for this evening from us. If you could share one routine or habit that keeps you grounded amidst the business pressures, what would it be? Give us one routine or habit that keeps you grounded amidst the business pressures.
So, one routine that keeps me grounded is, I would say, it's prayers. I pray if I wake up every day. I don't know what to believe in, but I just believe that prayer can be in the form of reflection as well. You have to pray to God for clarity, for guidance. You have to reflect and remind yourself of why you started and why you are doing what you are doing, your goals, your vision. You just have to remind yourself about all of this. And I think one of the routine I've added recently that's really helping me is exercising. Exercise is really helping me with mental clarity, with my energy. If you take care of yourself, I just feel like if you take care of yourself, proper care of yourself, every other thing will flow. So just take care of yourself, rest well, eat well, exercise, pray for guidance, remind yourself of why you started and why you are doing what you are doing. All of this will just keep you going. By the time you remind yourself of this, you pray to God for clarity, you exercise and take care of yourself. If you are healthy, every other thing will flow. So that's one thing that keeps me going. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. And finally, to Chika. Hi, Chika. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Can you give us a practical advice? What practical advice would you give to young people? I know you mentor so many young people and also women. What practical advice would you give to those who feel pressure to do it all, that risk burning out? Give us practical advices and practical things that we can do to avoid burnout.
Wow. First of all, I would say find your passion. Once you find your passion, then create a niche out of it. If you're doing something that you're passionate about, I don't think you're going to feel like, you're burning out. And I would want to say that you don't have to do it all alone. You can't do it by yourself. Life is a journey. You can't be everywhere at the same time. You have to take it step by step. It doesn't matter whether you're moving fast or you're moving slow. Do not compare yourself with another person's journey because you cannot be like me. And that's my superpower. And I can never be like you no matter how I try. So I feel like what kills most people, young people, is they want to compare themselves with the next person, not knowing that this person has started so many years before you came on board. And there are other things that they are doing that you don't know. Or I would also advise, if you see someone that you really admire, you should go close to the person and learn from the person. It will help you. It will really help you in whatever you're doing. And priority is very, very important. Prioritize every season of your life. Know what you are doing in this season. Like this season, I know the project I'm working on. and I'm focusing on that, and I'm not letting anything distract me, because I know this is what I want and this is what I'm going to achieve. Just like Dominic has said, that you should write your vision down. May I tell people, write your goals down and keep on ticking it. Because if you write it down, and there's this thing that it gives your brain, like, okay, when you wake up in this morning, what have I achieved this month? What have I done? For the fact that you're taking it one step at a time, no matter how slow you get, if you're focused and you're passionate about it, believe me, you're going to go far. What kills us most time is losing focus. You want to be everywhere you want to be at every event, you want to give every speech, you want to do everything everyone is doing. You can't do that. What are you passionate about? What do you want to achieve? What is your life all about? Can someone just look at your profile and say, okay, I can say this is who this person is? You're not everywhere. So that is most importantly, rest. Rest is not a weakness. You're going to burn out, you're going to break down if you don't rest. I'm lucky, I'm one of those people that can go like 2 years and I'll not be sick. And we are few people like that, but most people are not like that. When I go for a community project, because sometimes I also volunteer with the public health, and there's this project that will go to communities, and we have to work for like 90 days. It's a whole lot of stress. So when you're on projects like that, you find out that you come back home, you're so tired. But then again, there's nothing you can do. You have to wake up, because every day they are ticking it for you. And this project, the moment you're in the field, that's when your supervisor comes in. But one thing I do, I tell myself, like, I'm going to do this project for 90 days, but I'm going to sleep afterwards. Every little time I have, I try to rest. If I don't rest, I'm going to break down. No matter how much I try to say, oh, I hardly fall sick, oh, I don't get sick. I am human. I'm not injured. So for everyone out there looking at to do something with your life, and you're not sure of what you want to do, I think first of all you should find something. You should ask yourself, what are you passionate about? That's the right question. What do I just think of and I'm excited about, and I can go all day doing it? Then if you find that, so most of us have like maybe 2 or 3 of it, and if you find that and you focus so much on it, you see that no matter how stressful it is for you, you will find yourself doing it with so much joy. Like, I can be in the field all day. I can attend to emergency cases all day, and I'll be like, okay, it's one of those things I do. Like, we had we had this African knockout championship that happened in the stadium. So my team, we were the official medics. I stood for over 7 hours. I was taking care of the fighters. Yeah, you have emergency cases. You can't sit, because the moment you're treating, the moment you're taking care of this person, they are bringing out another fighter with so much blood in his face. So you have to. I was doing that with so much passion. I was doing that. I wasn't getting tired, because this is what I love to do. I am not living someone else's life. I am living my life. So that is why I don't ever complain. I don't ever say I'm tired. I don't ever say, oh, I don't even know why I'm in this field. So because I knew what I was passionate about and I went for it. So I don't feel burned out. So to everyone listening to me, I just want you to, most importantly, pick your passion and take risks. I took several risks, and that's what brought me here. Take risks. You're going to fail. Everyone has failed. I had failed publicly, like, because I am into pageantry. Like, everyone has failed. There's no great man that you meet today that will tell you that they did not fail. It's part of life. It's just a road to success. Don't be scared of failure. When you fail, you pick yourself and continue. That's all I have to say, and thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you to our amazing panelists. I have my paper chock full of nuggets. And if we notice, each of their answers, even though they were from different perspectives and even different genders, they are literally interwoven and different fields of life, right? We have somebody who's into pageants, another person who's a growth specialist. We have an entrepreneur. They're all entrepreneurs anyways, but then in different areas. So I know that the audience, we also have a diverse audience, a diverse set of people. We have heard so many amazing things, some of them recaps. If you have a comment, you have a feedback, you have a question at this time, please unmute yourself and ask your question, or give us a comment, or give us your feedback. And if it's a question, I'll read it out. If it is, all our audience have been really amazing. I mean, they've been writing down things already. They've been writing out points. Rest is very essential. Yes, indeed, it is. We have so many things that have been coming up. Reflection, prayer, very important. I like it when you said reflection can also be a form of prayer. Yes. So many nuggets. And if there's nobody speaking right now, you can just unmute yourself and ask your question or give your feedback. Okay. Hello, Aisha Mohammed. Please go ahead. Unmute yourself. Tell us if you're asking a question or you're giving us
good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Mine is not, it's not a question, but it's affirming what the speakers have said. And I'd like to congratulate them for this session and thank them because for me, it's like the three of them were speaking to me. And as you said, everything they talked about is actually interwoven. The prioritizing,
Really interwoven.
the rest, yes, and all that. You should learn to delegate and others. You can't do it alone. So I'd like to thank them for this reminder because for me, it's actually a reminder that you can be replaced. Anything can happen and somebody else will actually take over. So I think one should learn to prioritize himself because it's they said health is wealth, is when you're healthy and alive that you'll be able to achieve whatever it is you set your mind to. So thank you very much to the three speakers. Thank you.
Thank you, Aisha. Thank you for your comment and your feedback. Do we have any more? Oh, we're even having more in the chat box. Thank you very much. We can take one more person. Raise your hand and unmute. You don't have to put on your camera. Just in case you want to say something. Thank you all for the amazing messages that are entering the chat box. I'm even finding it difficult to keep track of all of them. Health is wealth. Yes, indeed it is. Relationship realignment. Thank you, Joyce. Thank you for Halima. Absolutely. Oh, Aisha, you have somebody agreeing with you in the chat box. Rest. Somebody is literally screaming it. Damola's iPhone. Hi. All right. Thank you so much to everyone. All right, so just from me, closing out, thank you to our amazing panelists for sharing such practical insights, heartfelt experiences with us today. And we have been reminded that balancing balance and well-being is really not about perfection, but it is about making intentional choices in our health, our relationships, our purpose, our goals, literally writing them down and making them clear. And to our amazing audience, all those who have put it out in the box and all those who unmuted themselves to say one thing or the other at the beginning, I hope that you're leaving here not just with strategies, but also encouragement to create a balance for yourself, create a balance in your own journey. However that looks like, just make sure that you create that. And as well as whether you are an entrepreneur or a professional or a leader in your community. And I want to sincerely thank everyone again for being part of this conversation. And let us remember that success is really sweet when it is sustainable, and definitely true good comes from when both of our work and our well-being are thriving side by side. Literally a balanced scale. All right, over to you, our host.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, our dear moderator. I mean, your smile is to die for. Can we celebrate her, please? Let's utilize emojis, reactions on the chat box. Thank you very much, Aisha. Let's celebrate her. Thank you. Thank you for staying with us from the start till this very time. A lot of take home. You can't manage your time. What you can manage is energy. And you talked about intensity on how you show up. I thought that was apt. I've never really talked about it in that line. But manage your time and manage your energy. With the right amount of energy, you can do a lot within a short time frame. Purpose is compass, discipline over emotions. And I love Halira's point on prayers. Prayers keeps me grounded. Above everything, there's a creator, right? Whatever you believe in, there's a higher power. To channel that, meditate, look within yourself, and perhaps the solution you're finding outward might just be there. So thank you. As said, as usual, this is a point to do something. It's like a nudge for you to take action. Don't listen to this and drop it. Then this will be of no value. Be a waste of time to yourself for coming here and sitting till this very end. Be a waste of time to the faculties that give us nuggets this evening. Special appreciation to the moderator once again. You were apt. The faculties, the panelists this evening, Chika, a social and community development initiative experts, and the founder of Neri Development Initiative. So please reach out to her, support her work. She's doing a lot for the community, for the culture. Support her. Lyrics. I mean, if you want comfortable beddings in the city of Abuja, there's no other place to go than Lyrics Bedding. Check her out on social media. Reach out to me. I'll direct you to her. Yes, cool, for God's sake. Do you have a duvet? Reach out. Get something nice for yourself. Get a gift for your loved one. Then, Dominic, a growth and communication strategist. The good thing is, when you talk about strategy, he's a go-to. He has a program forthcoming in September 20th. It's called the Clarity Room. So if you're on call this evening and you would like to gain clarity, the next step in your life, this is a program you don't want to miss. Reach out to me directly and I will direct you to him. Clarity Room is forthcoming September 20th. That's something you don't want to miss. Don't say the African group didn't do anything for you. This is a gift to you, so please reach out, and that's something that you would want to attend to. That's vision that you have. Let's give it life. Bring it to life. Make it a reality. Don't leave it where it is. 2025 is coming to an end. So that's that. And for the first time in a long while, African Guru Academy will be holding a physical program in October 25th. It's called Ignite. So join the community and stay updated. So thank you very much for staying with us till this very time. Let's hear your voice. Let's see your face.
Thank you very much, African Guru.
For this session, it was quite interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you, African Guru. It was quite interesting and I'm really happy to be here.